Now, I'm not naive enough to think that you can come to work every day and enjoy your jobs if your personal life is in chaos and disarray. I understand that. I get that. I'm not going to leave you hanging out there by me saying this nice flowery picture about customer service, come to work, do your job, go home. No, because see, when you go home, you have other issues you have to deal with individually. I get that. What I want to do now is share with you what I think are some things to help you get through that individual things that you have to deal with that impact your job. In my book, I talk about a lot of things that have helped me get through my challenges in life. I think it's important to at least give you those things so when you walk out that door today, you can say, well, the guy didn't just blather on for a few minutes. He gave me something I may be able to use. So here's the 3 areas I want to focus on to help you in your personal life, I think. I want to focus on distractions, challenges, and regrets. I'm going to take them individually for you because those 3 things negatively impact your life whether you know it or not. So let's talk about distractions. You know, those are those things that you let take you this way or that way. They kind of take away your energy, commitment, and time from something you really should be doing. I found out in April of 2009, take you through a little history lesson now. April of 2009, I felt that I was spending too much time watching TV. I was watching TV and stuff that I was watching made no sense. I said, why am I watching this crap? And I said, I need to cut TV out of my life to see what I have to do after that. Now, for years before I cut TV out, I had told myself I was going to take up golf. I had told myself I was going to write a book. And I had done nothing towards either one of those goals for years. Well, that's not entirely true. In 2006, I bought a brand new set of golf clubs because I was going to start golfing. Problem is, in 2009, I still had the plastic on. I hadn't taken the plastic off of them. And then also, I said I was going to write a book. I've been telling myself that since the year 2000. I've been writing outlines, getting materials, and all those things. And by 2009, I had done nothing. So I cut television out just to see what would happen. Well, by August of 2009, I started playing golf. And in August of 2009, I started writing a book. In 2012, it was finished. In 2013, it got published. So to me, cutting TV out of my life allowed me to do at least those 2 things, if not many more. So if you think about your life, what distractions are you spending time on that get you nowhere in life? See, because if you're not happy in life, you won't be happy at work. So you need to cut out distractions that give you nothing. They're just empty things. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to. Sometimes people get upset with me. I don't have, I think people waste a lot of time on Facebook. I tell people I don't have Facebook, I don't do Flitter, Twitter, Tweeter. I don't do any of them. Because that takes up your time. You're reading about what other people are doing, and you ain't doing nothing. That makes no sense to me. And it gets even worse. I have a friend who I golf with, so one day he's on his phone, going through, and I said, what are you doing? He said, well, a friend of mine is out in Washington, and he's showing me his pictures. I said, I don't care about your pictures, much less your friend's pictures. You see what I'm saying? Had I sat there and let him waste my time with his friend's pictures on Facebook, I'm supposed to be there golfing and relaxing. So if you're going to do Facebook, more power to you, but put it in the right context like you do everything else in your life. Whether it's TV, Facebook, whatever it is, if it ain't helping you move down the chessboard of life, cut it, restrict it, limit it, so that you don't have distractions pulling away your energy, your commitment, your focus. So when you come to work the next day, you got all this other garbage rolling on your head that you read about on Facebook. And you at your job, worried about what you read on Facebook. I mean, come on, think about it. So distractions have a major negative impact on your life. So get a hold of your distractions. I don't know what your distractions are. You do. Find what they are and eliminate them. Second thing I want to talk about is challenges. Now, challenges are a little more serious than distractions. Challenges are things that come up and just hit you in the face. You have to deal with them. You don't necessarily want to deal with them, but you have to. Distractions are things you can just kind of wipe out because you think enough willpower to do it. Challenges, on the other hand, are those things that you have to deal with and resolve before you can move forward. So, watching TV is a distraction. A major health challenge, that's an issue. Washing your car and waxing it after it rains is a distraction. Needing transportation to work is a challenge. You get the idea I'm telling you about? There's distractions and there's challenges. You got to deal with them accordingly. So when you talk about challenges, we all have challenges. The question is, what do we do about them? In my personal life, my greatest challenge happened in 2006. In April 25th of 2006, I was appointed circuit judge by Governor Jennifer Granholm. About a week before I got this appointment, I was feeling just horrible. I remember telling myself, this is the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. I mean, I was looking forward. If you turn to the left or the right, I still feel like I was looking forward. I mean, I was all discombobulated, disoriented. I was feeling really bad. And so my doctor sent me for some tests. I want you to keep in mind what I'm about to tell you. The next day after those tests, I was my first day on the circuit court bench. So I'm there handling my cases in the morning, and I get to the last case I'm handling, and all of a sudden everything goes blurry. I mean, I couldn't see. All of a sudden. And I tried not to panic because I didn't want anybody to say, "You okay?" I finished the case, couldn't see what I was doing, couldn't hear what I was doing. And as I got through the case, I got off the bench and went to my office, and I noticed there was a message on my phone. I was about to call my doctor, but I decided to listen to the message first. So I listened to the message, and it was my doctor saying, "Call me right away." So I called him. He said, "You probably don't feel too well today, do you?" I said, "No, as a matter of fact, doctor, when I got up this morning, I didn't think I'd make it through the day." He said, "Yeah, that test you took yesterday, results came back. Your blood sugar should be around 100, yours is over 700. And you need to get to the hospital right away." So I went to the hospital, and I walked into the emergency room, and I said, "I'm here because of this." And they said, "We're not used to patients walking into the emergency room." And so by the time they got me strapped in and sat down with the IV and all that, my blood sugar had gone to 1,022. Okay? And they said, "We're surprised you're not in a coma. We're surprised you're not dead." So in that hospital stay, it took them a week of IVs and whatnot to get my blood sugar down to an acceptable level to be discharged. And when I was discharged, they said, "Now you're going to get insulin 4 times a day for the rest of your life." I said, "I don't care." Okay? But in the meantime now, remember I just got appointed to this judgeship in April. I had to run for re-election in November. So I had like 6 months to prepare to run for office. Now if you've never been involved in a political campaign, let me tell you, it's a major undertaking. You have to buy signs, put them up, take them down, recruit volunteers to help you, walk door to door, walk in parades, go to a whole lot of chicken dinners you don't want to go to. You know, it's a major challenge, even if you don't have health issues. So I want you to picture this. I get this job, I've got to run for re-election in 6 months, I'm going to be off work for a week while I'm in the hospital, and I'm off work 2 weeks after I've recuperated. So I'm on a time clock, and I don't have a lot of time to spare. So the challenge was more the election, the challenge was the diabetes I had to deal with. Fortunately, I was able to pull together a campaign and got reelected. And fortunately, I changed my lifestyle, and after 3 years, I'm no longer on insulin. Okay? There's somebody somewhere going to write a book about this guy who walked in with 1,022 blood sugar. But that's what it was. That was a major challenge. And see, each of you have challenges similar to that. And each of you have to find a way to deal with them, to fight through them, so that when you come to work, you can give your best to those you serve. You understand what I'm telling you? Everybody has challenges. Everybody has distractions. And how we deal with them is up to us. Each of us answers that question differently, but you have to answer the question. You can't opt out and say, well, I don't want to deal with it. Because if you don't deal with it, if you keep sweeping under the rug, eventually there's a lump and you trip over it as you walk across it. You always have to deal with challenges and issues. But this third area I want to talk about is really important. Really important third area. About a week ago, a lawyer bought a copy of my book. And he read through it in about 3 days. And after that, he sent me this beautiful letter telling me how he appreciated it, how much it helped him, and he was really glad I'd written the book. Then he wrote P.S. at the bottom of the letter. I really enjoyed the one quote that says, there's no need to beat ourselves up over the things we didn't get right by mistake, or the things we did wrong on purpose. We do things by mistake, and we worry about them for years. Or if I had just done that better, or if I could have done it differently, and then we do things on purpose that we know are wrong, and we feel bad about them for years, and we tell ourselves we're not a good person, you're a bad person, how could you do that, and I think you're okay. What I was trying to get across when I said that is that if you live with regrets, they suck the life out of you every single day, whether you know it or not. You have to, first of all, learn how to forgive yourself for the things you didn't do right by mistake and the things you did wrong on purpose. Because we all have done both of those things, and we know what they are, but let them go. I always say for me, and I would assume for you, there's a whole line of people, a whole line around the block, who want to say bad things about you, who want to bring you down, tear you down. I say, I'm not going to be the first one in my line. Don't you be the first one in the line that wants to tear you down. You've got to learn how to let go of regrets. Because if you bring your regrets and baggage to work every day, you can't serve other people. So you have to learn how to deal with distractions, challenges, and regrets. Not only so you can do a better job in your job, so you can have a more fulfilling life. Because if you don't have life satisfaction, it's going to be real difficult for you to have job satisfaction. If you don't have job satisfaction, it's going to be real difficult for you to have customer satisfaction. It's like a domino effect. And you have to start at the beginning and get to the end. And that's what life is all about. How do you start and how do you end? So I'm just trying to give you a few pointers that have worked for me. I don't have all the answers, but I think I've got some of them. And if you will apply those to your life, you'll be better off. Now I'm going to conclude my remarks by saying this to you. Every day when you get up, in the morning when you wake up, and you get dressed, and you start driving to work, and you pull into your workspace, and you go into your workstation, every single day when you get there, ask yourself this question. Today, at my job, am I going to make widgets or am I going to make a difference? Thank you.